got Cypher in the building. Cypher, have fun now.
I do. I had to go through like 4 hours of roadblock.
I say it was not the person that invited though. It's Cypher. What's going on?
Like, guy,
Bro.
I almost, if it wasn't you, I would have given up halfway. I was like, guy.
I understand. The traffic, I saw the videos, I saw the pictures, horrible. And painfully, I also went out earlier today and I was trying to get a cab to come back to the office and it took me the longest time possible. It was ridiculous. But anyways, welcome to Gucci's Crazy World. First time at Cool FM, I presume?
Yeah, first time.
All right. So, also, the first time I met you, it was on a podcast show. We were talking about hip hop. And it was a very fun conversation. But of course, when that podcast was put up on social media, I don't know if you saw, the backlash
it was crazy. Like, I saw, what's his name? Iblis was.
He was on it. A lot of people were on it. People were
like,
dragging me left, right, center. I was like, bro, because of what conversation did we have? You know, so I feel the need to ask you this question, seeing as you're not just a content creator or a digital content creator, you're also someone who loves music greatly, but you also do understand what it means to put our content on different platforms of social media. So the first question is, how toxic is social media right now, would you say?
Let me just put it on a scale like 0 to 100. It's 110.
My goodness. Why? Would you say every single platform is toxic or just Twitter? Or should I say X now?
X has a pinch of salt. It's very high. You can't compare it to any other place. Like, number one, you get people that are vocal. Okay, for example now, IG is take a cute picture, take a fresh video. X is just people with sharp mouth just airing their thoughts.
And they blast you.
I know Nigerians now, there's no chill.
Yeah. But why is it so toxic though? Besides the fact, of course, people just go on there and drop their 2 cents. I mean, they could do so on Instagram. Is it because of regulations, would you say?
Yeah. Instagram has a little bit of regulations these days. There are certain words you can't put out there.
Yeah.
There's certain, even these days, they even use bots to even check what you post, like the audio.
Yeah.
So anything harmful, anything cursive.
Funny enough, I put up, I saw a post, a reel actually. I think it was a reel of a couple of babies, which of course I love watching baby videos on Instagram. And I drop a comment on there concerning how I can't wait to have my own babies. And then they removed my comment. I don't understand why would Instagram remove my comment? Was that harmful? Was that insulting?
I don't think it was harmful. But you need to look at it from their own society. They come from a society where they are weird men. Troublesome people towards kids and the rest. So they're trying to regulate.
To make sure that you're not one of those people.
Plus, Zuckerberg just went through the whole, what they call it, their parliament, it.
Oh, okay.
So he's trying his best not to go back there.
Oh, not to have that issue again.
Yeah.
Anyways, whether we like it or not, social media has come to stay and it really is very, very impactful. And I think people would say content. I mean, I remember I was at Nigerian Idol, I think it was 2022. And I remember the band saying, I didn't perform. I was the guest. I remember the band saying content is the new oil. And I couldn't agree more. Do you agree, first of all, that content is the new oil?
Oh, it's more than oil right now. Like, to put it to, let me just play around with it. It's like vibranium right now. Like,
oh, wow.
Is that hot?
Where's our Black Panther?
Black Panther.
So would you say content pays your bills? Do you make money off of content, putting out content on social media?
I make a lot of money off content, but I can't say it pays my bills because.
Now the question is, what sort of bills are you paying? Because you say you make a lot of money off of content, but now you can't say it pays your bills. First off, this is very important that I need to put it out there that if for whatever reason you're looking for a best man at your wedding, seeing as there's money going around in circles around you, I would most likely love to be in that space. But why don't you think, on a serious note, that it doesn't pay your bills?
Okay, so for example now, let's say content creator comedians, they make a lot of money off Facebook and YouTube. So Nigerians like to laugh. Government is frustrating us. Something is always frustrating us. So people always like to laugh.
Yeah.
So comedians are cashing out.
Yeah.
That's why you see there's always one little boy buying the Benz now.
Does that bother you though when you see people who you think you're probably a whole lot better at doing content, making money off of social media and buying themselves Benzes, like you said? Does that bother you?
No, not really. To me, it's more of okay, are you actually getting this Benz from a comfortable part? Like, are you actually, do you have money saved? Are you investing? Or the first thing you're thinking, let me get myself a G-Wagon?
Oh, okay.
So that's my own problem when I see those videos.
Oh, okay. So you're more concerned about how they invest the money as opposed to how they spend the money.
How they spend it.
Oh, interesting. The gadgets you review, because I mean, I follow your page and I see a number of your content. The gadgets you review, do you buy them yourself or the brands give it to you?
Let's say a large number of them, the brands give it to us. But brands like one of my favorites, Apple, they have no, what's the word? They have no offices or any official
outlets in
Nigeria. So we have to buy that. Then, for some reason, Samsung Nigeria doesn't share much.
So you also have to buy
so
that one as well.
For every other, most of the brands we work with, they reach out and.
Okay. What app would you say is the best to promote your content? Say, for example, I want to dabble into content creation. I want to go into content creation full time. What app would you say, Gucci, this is the first app to go on and promote your brand?
I would say Instagram.
Instagram is a whole lot better.
Yeah.
Than TikTok.
TikTok is fast. But TikTok is Raz.
TikTok is But does it matter though? At the end of the day, if you make that's if you get the algorithm to love you or favor you, does it not do the same thing that you would want Instagram to do to put you out there?
So for example now, most brands, when they want to run campaigns, they're thinking IG.
Oh, okay.
Now, if you have 1 million followers on TikTok and you have only 10K on IG, they're not paying you well. That's just the truth.
Oh, wow.
But it's very hard to monetize TikTok. TikTok is engaging, is entertaining. People spend time there, but it's like just the same way there are more rich people. Let's not use the word rich. Let's just say there are more people that will spend on IG than Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Same is worse for TikTok. TikTok is 16, 14-year-olds or...
Oh, okay.
Let me keep quiet.
And yes, of course, like you mentioned, there are a lot of young people who are on social media these days. And it now comes down to regulation. And that's why sometimes when government says they want to regulate some of the platforms, I'm all for freedom of speech, but then it doesn't really bother me as much because I know that we have so many young people on there, especially on the X platform. X platform is now an X platform filled with X-rated content. There's a lot of X-rated content on Twitter. Why do you think that is? Is Elon Musk not doing anything? I mean, like when it was what's the name of the other guy who was Jack Dorsey?
Jack Dorsey.
There was X-rated content, but it was really regulated. Like somebody puts out a video that was 18 plus, and in the next 2 days it's not there anymore. But it seems like everybody's farming engagements with that content. Why do you think that is?
I think it's two things. The first one is Elon Musk believes in freedom of speech. So he believes except you cross certain lines. Like for example, Kanye going what did he even do, sir?
Blasphemy and certain
calling
religion,
out the Jews and the rest. That's where he draws the line. Trump inciting riot and everything. That's where he blows the line. But I think porn and the rest, he doesn't have a problem with that.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
Just put it out there as long as it's content.
Then the second part is people are trying to make money on Twitter. So they know it's one of the best clickbait.
Yeah.
So as nobody is actually regulating it, they're trying to make money as much as they can. So
would you say that you're quite worried at the possibility? Because I know I've heard there are a lot of people who are now also jumping on this platform, OnlyFans. Nigerians, in fact. Why are you smiling? Are you registered or subscribed to one of the... No, you have not answered the question. Are you registered to that platform? I don't know.
Nah, I'm not giving everybody a dime.
So there are a couple of Nigerians who are not only registered, but they're also putting out content on those platforms. What do you think what do you think that is? Do you think there's any issue with that, or you are indifferent?
I think I have an issue with it. Firstly, so recently I found out a lot of young people actually, it's not even OnlyFans, a lot of young people actually pay money for subscription on Snapchat,
X-rated content.
X-rated content.
Yeah.
And it's weird to me because first, if you're looking for a connection or a relationship with someone or whatever, why not make it physical? Why do you go
on social media? Yeah.
Then at the end of the day, you find out there are even people that have access to the opposite sex and they are still doing that. So gradually we're becoming a white first generation, what they call it, first world people, Americans and the rest, because I don't know if it's social media, I don't know if it's TV, I don't know what it is, but we're gradually getting there.
Let's veer off a little bit from tech, but talk about music, which I'm sure you're a big fan of. Again, piggyback to our very first meeting, we're talking music, obviously. Afrobeats is such a huge genre and it's gone global. In fact, a lot of people are jumping into it. I think there's the remix of Ojapiano, and we saw, is it Coldplay, if I'm not mistaken?
I saw I was wondering like what
so that's how big the brand and the genre is right now. So what do you think when you get to hear some of the biggest pioneers of Afrobeats in Nigeria saying they shouldn't be referred to as Afrobeats artists?
So when I first saw the screenshot or the quote, I was like, okay, what's this about? Like, okay, they don't actually refer to you as an Afrobeat artist. What's next? Then I saw the explanation and everything, and it made a little sense to me.
Yeah.
And because, for example, now the Grammys, BET, which other one, Billboards and everything, categorize African music and Afrobeats as Afrobeat, and it makes no sense to me.
Global music.
Yeah. It makes no sense to me because you can't call what South Africa make Afrobeats. You can't call what East Africa, Kenya, and the rest. You can't call it Afrobeats, but to the rest of the world, it's Afrobeats. So I can actually understand where he's coming from and why he's trying to, the way. Can I call names?
Yeah, of course, definitely.
The way Wizkid is, he's trying to, he will always fight for his voice, and he's that person that if he feels like he's being boxed, he will try and get out of it.
He will let you know, obviously.
Yeah.
And speaking of boxes, I mean, there are so many people who don't want to be in a box. But let's go back to content creation. Who would you say is your favorite content creator in Nigeria? In Nigeria, who would you say?
That's hard, though. But I think Tauma right now is blowing my mind.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Why, though?
So initially, when I see her content, the whole different characters and everything, I'm like, it's cool, but okay. But the fact she's actually mixing up with different people from like different countries, and actually still sticking to that storyline,
style,
and it's popping. It's crazy. It's not easy. I would like to.
So a lot of respect for Talma.
Serious respect.
Anybody else?
Who else?
Maybe even in tech.
In tech. But it's like a lot of people.
Yeah, there's this guy who does pigeon tech. I don't know if you know him, Sam Wright. Have you seen his content before?
What's his name?
Sam Wright.
No.
It's really nice, and I feel like you guys. Well, is there any sort of rivalry? Would you say in your industry, that's your content creation industry?
So it's funny enough in the whole content creation industry. I think tech is like the most sane and the most.
So there's no infighting.
There's none.
But there was one infighting one time. Now, why you do?
I know the way you want to pick up. So the thing is that at the end of the day, there will always be that fear of who's number one, who's number two.
Yeah.
I try and take my space, or I'm not vocal enough. That's why I feel all this kind of stuff. But they're cool guys. And
which guys are you talking about? which guys? Are you referring to Kagan and what's the other?
That conversation is very funny. Like Kagan and Fisayo.
Okay, yeah, Fisayo. Yes,
it's very funny. Like Kagan is very vocal.
Yes,
very expressive. He carries his heart on his shoulder. So if he's feeling a certain way,
he'll let you know. Yeah,
Fisayo is not one to talk. Fisayo, you can step on him and he will just walk away.
Yeah,
he's the kind of person that will be like, okay, now me fuck up. He won't bring himself there.
Please don't say the F word.
So, sorry. He's the kind of person that he'll be like, okay, my bad, I did it.
Yeah.
And he'll walk away. But that particular day, he did not back down. It was
back to back.
Everybody's phone was ringing. Like, are you the one that is going to talk to Fisayo now?
But who amongst the two gentlemen would you say is the GOAT? Is there a GOAT in the tech industry?
There is actually.
Who is the GOAT?
It's Fisayo. It's as simple as that.
For Fisayo is the GOAT when it comes to tech.
Yeah.
So Kagan is who? Cristiano Ronaldo or Neymar?
All these guys are my guys, so let's not do that.
No, but I mean, you have to say, you literally just said one person is the GOAT, so one person is Messi.
So
or Ronaldo? Which one is it?
See the way it is now. So let me just break it down instead of just
break it down.
scatter
Yeah,
everywhere.
yes.
So for example now, why Fisayo is the GOAT is
Yeah.
that Fisayo actually. So tech is kind of, how will I put it? Tech is not something you can just create from nothing.
Yeah.
We practically talk about the same thing. We practically have the same headlines. So, for
Yeah.
example, if there is a new phone from Nokia, we are all talking about it.
Yeah.
If there's a new phone from Samsung, we're all talking about
Yeah.
it. So, Fisayo is one person that would, like, how will I put it? He goes the extra mile. Fisayo can actually travel to.
Yeah.
He'll spend money to go to, let's say, Apple headquarters.
Kagan doesn't do that.
Kagan does not do that.
He doesn't
Kagan has been in the industry for long, but when it comes to content, as in actually breaking out content,
Yeah.
he's not up to 3 years, so he can't even be having that conversation. Like,
So you think it's more about the longevity as opposed to the quality? Is that what you're saying? Because I mean, people would argue that Kagan does make a lot of quality content, and you know,
quality is relative. That's the thing. Quality is relative. And
Yeah.
the way you are going now, you just make me start bashing my guy.
no, you're not bashing me. You make you bash the guy. Me.
Quality is relative. Because,
Uh-huh.
for example, now, when you say Kagan gives quality content, what kind of content? Tips and tricks?
Wow. Please, illuminate. Let's understand.
Because, for example, now, I've been doing content since 2021.
All right.
And I can tell you, apart from, when it comes to tech creators that
Yeah.
actually have original content and go that extra mile, we can say Fisayo, Easyboye. Easyboye is a tech content creator. He's one of the people that would, if we make, let's say, for example, we make 5 million naira in a month, Easy will use this 5 million naira to buy gadgets.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
The whole 5M plus more.
Yeah.
So Easy old focuses on product review. Most of us will just throw one or two tech tips and tricks and get gadgets and the rest when we can. Now, Fisayo is one person Fisayo is detailed. Fisayo has a team. Fisayo has a scriptwriter. Fisayo has an effects person. Fisayo has someone that shoots. Fisayo has someone that color grades. Fisayo has what do you call it? Down to the sound. He has production speakers. You get that's quality. Yeah. Detail and everything.
Kagan doesn't have
as much. Kagan is good, but Kagan is new.
Is new.
He's new.
So just because he's new,
when someone has been doing something for over 7 years, when Fisayo was making content. So for example, now when I was in university, I worked for BlackBerry.
All right.
So back then, what we used to do was we do events and we help people troubleshoot their devices.
Yeah.
So back then, when I graduated, I saw Fisayo making content. I was like, oh,
you love it.
This guy is doing what I used to do, and it's really, really cool. And he held it down. There was no other person. Held it down for 7 years.
Yeah.
Same quality, consistency, and everything. So if we were not in a country where someone can just wake up one morning and just be like, I am the king, I am number one, we won't be having this conversation.
Oh, wow. That's very interesting. Away from this GOAT debate where you clearly said Fisayo is the GOAT, if you want to have a good time, you want to chill, where do you go? You don't need to mention the brand's name or the place you go to, but you can just tell us what sort of business they're into. Where do you go?
I go to the beach.
Strip club?
Beach.
You said strip club?
I said beach. Should I spell it?
I thought you said strip club. I was like, no. So Cypher, this is what you do. Okay.
No, I even have a problem with strip clubs. So.
Oh, what's the problem? Tell us.
I don't understand why I have to pay money to get frustrated then walk away.
When you can easily have access to all of this.
It's not that. It's why not frustrate yourself and just have a good time.
Okay. So usually you go to the beach and just have a good time alone or with a date?
With friends. I'm the kind of person that I can walk, play with sand, play with water, that kind of
and
stuff.
Just chill.
Just clear my head.
Still on content creation, do you think with the understanding now people have of content creation and influencing and the influencing markets, do you think it's becoming oversaturated?
It is. There are certain times that, for example, myself, there are certain times I want to make content and I just scroll and I just see like 10 people, especially tech, is getting saturated because they know, people know there's money in it. People know that the growth is
massive,
there, and there are opportunities. So, bro,
there are too many people.
Too many people. Like we're saying, and funny thing is, we're saying the same thing.
Oh, okay. Okay, so what you are invariably saying is that Gucci, don't enter tech markets. So we don't want you there.
No, you can't. You just bring your style. There's no how you conquer.
Okay, let's talk about the thread situation. A short while back, I think in the middle part of last year, Zuckerberg decided to come up with his own version of better
Text
Twitter,
based.
and he came up with Threads. Why do you think that that particular app wasn't a success?
Actually, like I have like a conspiracy theory to it.
Go on.
I feel like Zuckerberg he's avoiding a lawsuit. He's not pushing it the way he's supposed to.
Oh, wow.
Because he has the numbers.
Uh-huh.
For example, now he's testing like something like the what do you call it? Trend features,
All right.
like trending features.
Okay.
And I think which country? New Zealand. They've been testing it for like a month now,
Uh-huh.
and he hasn't released it yet. And something like that is actually going to change the whole conversation.
Yeah.
Because if you can be on the platform and you know what everybody's tweeting about, what everybody's listening or reading and whatever,
Yeah.
what's trending, it will keep people engaged. So
Yeah.
I just feel like he's scared of what the kind of lawsuit he will get and everything.
If he puts that one out,
So it's just gradually,
trying to unveil it one
Unveil
step
it.
at a time.
yeah. But as I said, conspiracy theory.
All right. For someone like me who is now trying to get into YouTube, what would you say guarantees a larger audience? Why are you laughing? You just said, so you don't want me to enter YouTube now? Hey, Cypher.
YouTube is war.
It's the algorithm is not nice, right?
It's crazy. Like,
So the people who actually have those thousands of subscribers or millions, and then they have millions of views, how do you think they manage it?
consistency.
Like, would you recommend one post per day, or would you recommend two posts per day, or once a week? Because there are a couple of people I know that their content is only once a week, and there are thousands of people waiting every week to watch it.
So for YouTube, you need long form
Content.
content.
Okay.
So
Where's my barrier? Let me be writing.
landscape,
Yeah.
5 to 10 minutes or more.
Uh-huh.
Now, YouTube is more quality over quantity. So they
Oh.
don't, if you like, just record yourself and just talk your village to your own. Nobody's
Oh,
actually-
wow.
So it's like Google, so it's search enabled.
Uh-huh.
So your views are coming from what people are searching for.
Yeah.
Then if you're lucky, you're already popular
Yeah.
and people are already subscribed to your channel.
Mm-hmm.
For example, the first 1 hour when you post something,
Yeah.
the amount of views you get will determine how far that video will go.
Okay. Okay.
So if you are, for example, let's say you are Rema,
Yeah.
you don't have subscribers, you make a video, what you made the video about, like the video you made, what's about is not search enabled, like people are not searching for it.
Yeah.
YouTube doesn't care. You won't get one view.
Wow.
They don't care.
Okay, let me ask two questions before I let you go now. I think the first one would be, why do you think that there are a lot more views on content that revolves around bunda as opposed to cerebral content? Do you think Nigerians don't like to learn? We are very concerned about, who has the biggest bakasi? Why do you think that is? Because we are actually a very large amount we have a lot of smart people in the country. So why do you think we are more focused on,
If I answer that question sincerely, guy, they'll ban me.
No, you can say it.
No,
Just
but-
make sure
but let me
the words
just
you use.
let me give a what's the word? An edited version.
Yeah.
So I'll just say black man.
Yeah.
That's how we are.
We just love that.
We love it.
That's what we love.
It's either we like that or we like to oppress or we like to watch something we can't have. That's the way black people are built.
All right. The last question for you, though. If you're going to make a prediction concerning content creation in the next 3 years, where do you see it? In the up and up or fading away gradually?
Oh, it can't fade away. up, like non-stop. Like when, for example, I used to do PR.
Yeah.
When social media started.
Yeah.
Because then, when you want to push something, it's publication, billboards, newspaper, and everything. I told my guys, I was like, this thing won't last. And look at me now.
Wow. So you feel like in next 3 years, social media will be even greater than it is right now?
It will. So, for example, now, in most countries, what's in vogue now is streaming.
Okay.
That's the next level for Nigeria.
Yeah, we're getting there.
We're
Kaisen
getting
out
there.
and the likes.
Yeah, like stream non-stop. People don't want to watch TV.
But do we have the internet for that?
Well,
Do you think it's feasible though? If you were going to be streaming everything, do you think we have the internet for that?
we do, funny enough. A large number of Nigerians are using what they call it, Starlink. Even when cable broke on the sea.
Yeah. We're still on.
A lot of people were on.
But can we afford it? The generality of Nigerians who would want to stream, can they afford it? Do you think?
Yeah, a large number of them can't though. That's it.